Now,
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the February 2021 meeting of Ocean Tower 1. Oh, wait a minute, we have to call Leah.
Yes, please, run.
Yeah, it's just that we can't, today we tried the phone and the amplifier for the internet, and they don't work happy together.
I don't understand.
I know, it's not really easy, so.
So we're gonna talk to them there.
Hi there.
Hi,
Can everybody hear Ms. Zapata?
Yeah.
Yes? Can you
yes,
hear
we can all hear her very well.
Okay, Leah, can you hear me? Leah?
Leah. Oh my
Okay.
God, your voice comes in strong as being here.
we need to hear it on
I'm gonna move up a little bit just so maybe she can hear me.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna take call, obviously Leah's here, Mr. Lopez,
Here,
and Mr. Hill.
Here.
Oh, God, I'm kidding me. Okay, so we have quorum, and we have 2 unit owners present, Ms. King and Ms. Farinas, and we are ready to roll. Proof of meeting is noted. Do we have a motion to waive
motion, the wave,
the reading of the motion? Mr. Lopez made a motion to waive the reading. of
and
the
Leah
motion.
seconded.
Leah second.
Leah is a second. And motion passes. Do we have a president's address?
Yes, brief, but at least we can, as awareness, and I think we're repeating at the meetings. Remember last year, by this time of the year, we had to, to make a change regarding our financials. Because at that time, all our employees and our employees were part of the contract with OCA. We thought it would be more convenient for us. Plus, OCA, for a certain amount of money, was offering us our accounting. OCA decided at that time, or OCA president at that time, told us that basically we weren't, that's not true, that we were that represented, we were a management company, that we were managed by OCA, and therefore our employees belonged to OCA, that Maria reported to the general manager, not to the board, etc. So that actually set us to do a few things, and fortunately it worked out pretty well. Our employees were when they became hired at what we thought would be a lot more money because it's 15 employees versus 150 with OCA. Yet the same company gave us that, so our employees became employees of OT1. And our accounting, unfortunately, not only that they broke off with us, their accounting, they disconnected. The new president eliminated the accounting office totally and gave the contract to a management firm, KKW. So we were looking for an accountant, and hasn't been easy, and I think not for us as much as for Maria and things like that, because remember how you're working against a budget which you weren't made, okay? So our budget was made every year by the accounting, by the firm, and then they supplied the data. So we've been through the years wasn't been easy. Plus, as usual, anything but it's a learning thing, a new firm, we asked our auditors and they recommended 3 firms, the right 3 firms. Matter of fact, Leah and Maria interviewed and they gave a recommendation. I think the board agreed, and we're still with them. I think the decision is still on and will be taken, whatever it is, if we continue with them, with somebody else. But it created a little things that we weren't expecting that. But I think one of the things I've always concentrated is basically, and it's hard to read from these things, is what our financial status is. And our financial status is, according to this, in this first month that we have here, which we're comparing whatever it is we are positive $21,000. Now, that doesn't mean 21,000 by 12 months, we're 370,000. I think it's just operational that we're positive 21,000 in the month. We're supposed to have a certain amount of expenses of 256, and we did 235. So yes, and I think management So it's usual when this is complimented, and I say we don't expect it at that level, but that means our solid position, and as always, we have a very solid position, which no other building, no other association comes close, not even Oka or anything comes close, is the amount of money we have in reserves. We have never had to ask our residents for an exemption to what we have in reserves. Because the reserve accounts can be used very one way or the other to lower things down, take less out of reserves. Our reserves are totally up to now what is determined by our financial firms, right? So that's one thing that on the other firms, as you know, most of the buildings have had to write and say to them, yes, you were, according to procedures or accounting procedures, you should have had $3 million or $2 million, whatever it is. You don't have it. It was very simple. You contact the employees, the owners, and they agree that they don't have enough reserves. That is true just about every building here. Club Towers, Lake Tower, everyone else. I think with the exception of Resort Villa. Right? So basically, that's it. So in view of that, that's it on the financial comment on this, that basically for the month is good, and that's been a total of our manager and our personnel. Willie's not here, no? Willie's not here. Willie's always done a good job to keep the expenses down on the part of construction. So basically, I have known of the usual aspect with these financial comments. Okay, we can proceed then?
Yep, okay, so, thank you, sir. Just a quick overview of our accounts receivable. Our accounts receivable at this time is a little high, but that's
Same,
basically
based on a
due.
little bit of what I said.
Right, basically due, well, actually, it's not even basically, it is basically due because a lot of the owners that do live out of the states are on ACH, and they didn't realize that the ACH, they had to change over. They're a little hard to contact sometimes, so we have been having really good luck contacting them, and they've responded well. So I think that situation is gonna get cleared up quickly, and it has been clearing up actually very, very quickly.
Let me just interrupt that. We've had quite a situation. If any of you here was charged twice the rent. Was charged twice the rent.
Twice the maintenance, I mean,
Twice the
because you
maintenance.
know that since we do things
I
quarterly,
remember
it's
this
a
case
little.
because, I bet you because he's sitting here, you can check, we had to extend him a check, because basically they charge his account 2 times. We go in the middle of the year, you hire an accounting firm, all right, very good, very reputable, recommended, and so auditors, but it's due, and they were comparing to a budget they didn't make. Now with Oka, or with Oka Accounting, we've been doing this since the beginning, 14, and every year we had the budget and it comes together. But now a totally new thing has come in. A management firm is taking over.
Yeah, but it is brand new, but we're doing well. We are we're catching up on all of our collections, and I really expect that for next quarter, things are gonna be fine. So we're moving along in that respect.
I'm sorry I just mentioned Emilio because it's very simple, okay? The being a director, you got charged twice.
Right, so
So I can imagine.
So things are moving along. I hope everybody's, happy. Let me move on.
Yeah, move on.
The wine cellar, air conditioning the compressor was replaced, and, the air conditioning is back up to speed, and it's moving along well. The main issue that we're gonna have probably 2 issues. Everybody's gonna have an issue with insurance. Insurance this year for our April renewal, we've gotten our lost runs. We got our lost runs last year, so we are gonna go out this year. But the market is pretty crazy,
Yeah.
so we'll see what the insurance
Yeah.
brings.
But let
And
me,
other than that, our garbage is what it's just out of control.
we've
we
had
are
the
gonna have
same-
to get
like,
more-
We've had the same firm that had Tenement Power, whatever, since the beginning here, for all these years. But Oka, who has already had the same firm for 20 years, has already notified them that they no longer are their agents. So that leaves us that we have to see, or we can tie in to whoever they end up contracting, or we can talk to Tonabon and say, or our own, whoever gives us the best deal. But there is established fact, they've already told Tonabon, whatever the Tonabon Bauer, whatever it is like that,
Tannenbaum Harbor.
Tonabon Harbor, who's been here since the beginning and controlled all the other buildings. That basically Oka, which is the big money, they already told them, because remember, you're an agent. And with the agent, you send out the things. They are no longer the agent of Oka. Now, we still have to, and we'll just play it by ear. Maria will play it by ear and come to us exactly what the different bids is, and it'll be solved. That's not a minor thing, but it's something that's it's in the middle right now.
Right, and well, the reason I'm mentioning that is because it's going, I'm sorry,
Yeah, we're
Leah,
saying
what were you
something,
saying?
yes? Did we hear you, Leah?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, great. No, we just heard.
So no, I just wanna mention that because it's gonna affect our bottom line. That and the bulk pickups, we're gonna have to start doing bulk pickups more often because we just have more trash. Thankfully, we've run across a guy in his truck, for lack of a better word. And he does have a license, he does have insurance, and he's pretty reasonable.
And he's picking up.
And he's, we're gonna try and do it on a quarterly basis.
Good.
So
How did it work out that day you made a special for people?
It worked out well. It worked
We-
out
we-
well.
We sent out that for
Our-
one day, lunchtime, to everybody get the trash out. Did we get trash out?
Oh, yeah,
Good.
a big truckload. So if we can do that on a quarterly basis, hopefully it'll help the unit owners and it won't assassinate our bottom line in that line item. It'll just,
Right.
not look as good as we want it to. Along with that, I would also like to say that we are moving in a positive direction as far as the painting of the building. All of the bidders have gotten their bids in. The engineer is working on leveling them. So I expect that this coming month, we'll have a meeting with whatever final companies the board chooses, and then the board can make a decision and we can go into the actual work. We're also looking with that to replace all of the walkway lights. So all of the lanai areas will also be included in that with new walkway lights. We're gonna try and get them built because we can't find anything that fits into the hole. Everything now is much smaller. Those lights are really big, so it's a little more costly, but we're gonna try and get them built. And then I'm again looking into the lights, kind of like what I had shown the association the last time for the deck lighting. So those will be LEDs, but more modern, more sleek, and all of that. Other than that, we cleaned the ramp, we painted pipes, we're doing what we normally do for maintenance. Thank you for letting us know about the snake, that was a thrill. And, everything is kind of going in line, our water bills and our electricity bills go sideways sometimes, but.
Well, we budgeted something, it just comes out or it doesn't come out. Unfortunately, it's coming out per budget.
We continue to look into the electric car.
Oh, yes,
chargers.
we're continuing to look into
Yes.
the issue with the electric cars.
Yes.
Mr. Hill is very involved in that. Is there good news? Well, the good news is that we're getting further into what we can find, but I mean,
You thinking about making a station?
yes.
I'm sorry,
Making a
I can't
station.
hear you.
Making a station.
Making a station to charge the cars.
Yes.
That's the first stage, two stations, as a matter of fact, for the immediate needs. Some people have already cars and they need it and so on. It's not a final solution, it's not an economic solution. The second stage, we're also looking at and discussing it with the TNL and electricians and so on, is eventually a good number of our parking garages will have its own charger that could be connected to our counter, and we pay an electricity bill at our rates, not at the rates of this first two electric stations common, which is quite expensive.
quite a bit higher. I have one other question. Remember we talked about the sliding doors, the trim around the door? And you said that the painters don't do that. So can we look into, maybe a lot of people want it done, because I think they have to almost sample it, it's on metal.
A lot of people want it done.
Yes.
We thought we had a company that was gonna do it. They decided not to do it. That was Pacific Hurricane Shutters who does our hurricane shutters. Then we have Impact Glass. We haven't had a lot of success with getting them. So we are looking for a company to do it, but so far we haven't had a lot of
You
success.
gotta look for a company, because if we do it individually, but many, for example, my wife asked me what she wants on, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If we all do it,
Yeah, we all.
Oh, yeah, it's,
I think we all need it.
if,
No, there's an awful lot
if
of.
the way,
ways.
listen, if the way the market is today, whatever it is, and everything, if any one of us individual just call somebody and he gives a Key Biscayne address, he wants to do that door, it's gonna cost 12 times more than the
That's
whole
what
unit.
I'm saying, that's why I'm gonna do it as a.
We gotta do it as a unit, no question. So that, we must.
Yeah, no,
continue.
like I said, I thought Jonathan from Impact Glass was gonna do it, but he's since kind of backed away from it because it's kind of tricky. Nobody really wants to get paint on the shutters and this and that.
But there has to be somebody, because.
No,
this-
I'm not saying no, I'm just saying
If
that
it's
we haven't
111, that's 50, 20, 15, more than 10 and 15 to get
It's a very
together.
nice
It
company.
becomes viable.
Yeah, no,
To send the truck in and park and all that. On a 1-1-1 basis, we're dead. We're dead.
no, I know, and I would like to get it done for everybody.
Okay, good.
And then I have a unit owner that has,
Oh, yeah.
he wants me to read something, this is along the lines of the golf cart charging station, not the car charging station.
Yes.
And it's charging, for the golf cart charging station is mean-minded and doesn't make the slightest difference to the OT1 profit and loss. He feels that it's mean-minded to charge the $30 a month for the golf cart charging station.
So,
You know-
Can you pay for my gas?
It's very simple, it's very simple. I think We were the first to come out, and some of the buildings, some haven't even installed it. Yes, maybe they do yes to $30, but thanks to those things, everybody can go and hook it in. And through the little key that opens this. So this thing, as a matter of fact, some of the other buildings, after we did this years ago, are going through the process. Because you got a golf cart, yes, you're paying $30, you might not use $30. But the other thing is, what solution? But the gentleman objects, right?
Nice, so I just
The
wanted to read
objection to
it to make
$30 a
sure
month.
that I got that, and then I do wanna say that elevator 6 had a lot of problems. But,
Okay, but let me stop the other. On this thing, I think we're gonna go this law exists, and I personally believe it's fair, because maybe don't use $30, but, you know, how much does he save? You can do it for 25, or he's saying that we pay it.
no,
And if we say we pay it, it's very simple. The other 108 or 10, maybe 80 don't have golf carts. We're paying for their electricity.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get complaints from the other 80. No question.
okay, so anyway, elevator 6 is finally repaired, it was a door issue,
Oh, okay.
it come back several times. So I just wanted everybody in the 0506 line to know that we were on top of that, and that the elevator company, responded with an email because I was like pretty mad. So, does anybody have any questions about any building issues? No?
No, I just want to say, I've not had any issues with the mask. It's been pretty calm. So.
Maria, I can't hear.
No, Joyce was saying, Ms. Keen was saying that she hasn't had any further,
Mask.
issues with the masks.
Oh,
Okay, good.
so the reason, the last issue that we came out and we circulated did some effect.
It did.
Maybe haven't solved the problem, but it did some effect.
Yeah. I
Good.
mean, it was important to post it.
And we have to repeat. It's our health. Repeat. Good.
Right, and the lower lobby gate, the company had, DCD board, CBC board, whatever. And so it was replaced and it's working again, so that was kind of lucky, because we didn't have to order the part, they had one in stock. Other than that, if nobody has any questions, then I
That's your
think it's
management report?
the, presentation by the,
Do you
Q&A
want me to
committee?
say something about?
No, no,
I would like
that's-
to do something about the design committee.
yeah, the Q&A
Oh, yes,
committee
well, the
presentation.
idea is that report, now you as,
Yeah.
FAC committee, I think we've already started, and let me say, I'm just my opinion, I think everybody else, the way the floors have come out, look good,
Beautiful.
come out.
Well, good.
And
At the beginning, we were a little bit worried because but when they did the final list, but, George, the idea basically is because the rugs are not here, there have to be a little bit of more interior or something to fill it up. Some of the rooms look a little bit too loose, not in this area, especially that area.
I think it was great.
I think it looks
Well,
very
we're
good
gonna
and
get some
and
yeah.
done rapidly with little disturbance.
Exactly.
I think that was.
They did a terrific, the people who did that job
Did a good
did
job.
the most to get it less disturbance.
Good, good.
So the,
No, it was done that.
what was,
quickly.
the name of the committee still, what?
Quality and image.
Eh?
Quality and.
Quality and Image Committee, it's not that great. And Mundo came out with the idea years ago, quality and image.
I just want to present to you what the things that we would like to do this year, which is nothing extraordinary. The biggest thing for the floors, and so just to present the budget for you guys to approve or not. And this is the estimate that the designer has given us as far as cost is concerned, including her fee in there. And I would like maybe to add a little bit more to that amount, which is like $54,000. Maybe add another $5,000 for incidentals, like
That's true.
so that we don't have to be asking.
No, I think that's a
every
good
month
idea.
for $100
Yeah.
for something or other.
And so much is in process, but we do need to continue. And fortunately now we have the money, we're getting involved with that to improve whatever we can. And we're going to next year also, we're going to spend a lot of money in painting and doing our building. So we have to, let's say that we need a few things, let's do them.
What about the carpet?
Well, wait.
Yeah,
They want to spend, I don't have any, I didn't see anything in the board book.
It
That
wasn't.
had anything as far as a budget,
no,
what it was for.
okay, I can read to you what we would be, asking to do. The most expensive one was to replace the carpet with the marble, which has already been done. And then to
Right.
replace the stair carpet, which we are in the process of getting samples. Ginger brought some samples first and we didn't like any of them. So she had to go back, but everybody has that COVID excuse and it's just taking longer to get the
Well,
samples.
So in that 50-something thousand, that's including the marble
right, yeah.
that's already been replaced.
Correct.
Which is the
correct.
main
Yeah.
part
Which is
of
the
the
main part.
55,000.
Yeah, the replacement of the carpet would be around 7, 8 that are, those were the first things that we bought when
Those two
we
there.
started,
Right.
redoing, and those are pretty wobbly. And some people have complained that they're afraid that they might fall down when they sit on them.
Okay.
So we would like to replace those two. And then the other bench that is quite old, it's one of the original ones that is on the bathroom leading to, the 2 bathrooms leading
Yeah.
to the library.
Yeah, and it's a very scene because
Yeah.
although it's their bathroom, when you go down that area, you see that bench there. which
And
is big.
each of those
It's one of the
benches,
old things we have around like
Yeah.
Easter.
each of those benches would be like $1,500. And then to the window treatments in the lobby need a little touch up. They have gotten loose from the top part and they just don't look right. So we need to take those down and work on them somewhat because they just don't look okay. The estimate of that would be about $750. Then that card room looks quite empty, even though it has a lot of furniture and everything, but there's something missing. And we thought some green would improve it. So we would like to buy a vase and some greenery to put on the floor, something, tall. So, I think that would improve the look, and that would be about $800.
Okay.
We already did purchase some accessories for the console, and that was like $479. And this is something to debate whether we want another art piece on that side wall. So that would be around $2,500. None of this is set in stone, and if we don't want to do it, we decide we don't need it. But at least if we have the approval, we can, go ahead.
Well, the artwork there is, remember, we buy here, not sign art, art that's decorated. So
Yeah.
something decorated, you need anything, you need decorative. Nothing in artwork because it's whatever they are. Because
Okay,
we're
then,
not running an art gallery.
the library, we would like to improve the library a little bit. And to start with would be like the sofas. We don't want to replace them because they're very nice sofas and they're library style. But if Ginger had the idea of just kind of like redoing the stuffing of
Yeah.
the
Let me see if I
cushions.
understand. I think it's
And
basically,
reupholstering?
no, it's simple.
The
It's
leather,
leather.
the
That's what I
leather is
understand.
okay.
They're good leather. They've been around 18
Okay,
years.
leather,
So instead of replacing, which is a lot of money,
Right.
apparently, if you send them out and they put more
More stuffing, more.
cotton inside and then polish them, they look new
Yeah,
for
So-
for about $1,000 or something like that.
$2,000.
So that's really,
Yeah,
and that's it because the sofas are 18 years old.
yeah.
They've been around.
But
And for a couple of $1,000,
They're
they're gonna look
in
new.
good- They're in good condition, so that will bring a total of almost
Okay.
$48,000.
Mhm.
And then, Ginger, charged 10% design fee I'm dying for this. For her work on the replacing of the carpet.
okay.
Of the floors. Her fee is 20%, but she felt that she couldn't, that 20% for what she did on that
It's
job,
very simple.
it was excessive, so she lowered it to 10. Even though I say that she did come, quite a few times with the samples for the floors and all
Well,
that.
Didn't we,
Go on.
wasn't that on the spreadsheet? For the floors, her design fee was on the spreadsheet for the floors,
Right,
so we paid that.
we paid that? No,
Yeah.
we have not paid that.
Could be, but whatever it is.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
I don't know what you have
Okay,
paid or
so,
not paid.
Ruth is
but-
but I think Ruth is looking for an amount in which she would work to go to the thing. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
what we look
these
at.
are the things that we would like to do.
And we
then
find
the
something that's not gonna be
extra
used it, so
amount,
you
yeah.
will use the money.
So, well, the total would be like $54,000,
Okay.
plus if you are willing to give us another
Why
$5,000.
why don't why can we say that, let's give them a little carte blanche up to $60,000 and see what they come up with?
Yeah, because this adds up to 54, so,
But you already spent almost 30, right?
right.
So then you would deduct the 30 from the 54.
Sure.
Yeah,
yes, Yeah,
It's still,
yeah, the
Well, I'm just
54,
saying,
yeah, of course.
And
The house
basically-
already been paid.
and basically what we're
so we're
trying,
not voting on 54.
Well, okay, we're voting on.
60,
And
No,
on
not
60,
even
and
one.
60 minus 30.
huh?
And
Right.
60 minus 30.
Because the 30's already gone through?
Right,
Yes.
Okay, then it's only 30.
What's
So
the,
it's only 30,000.
Yeah,
right,
okay,
okay.
And that includes the carpet.
yes,
That includes
Yes.
the carpet,
Okay.
okay?
because
That installation.
there's one thing that has happened, and I personally,
it
I'm not a
doesn't include
decorator.
installation, do you know? 'Cause it doesn't say on
She did not specify installation in here, but, so
Well, more-
I can't
more or
answer
less.
100%.
no, I was the one that also mentioned this. I always thought it was true that the carpet unfortunately gave us a lot of trouble, but it gave more of a continuity for the furniture, like here, right? When you take out the carpets, everything is loose. So you have to bring it up to in decorating. So there's several things that have to be taken. Maria's gonna look at the plants.
No, yeah, I've ordered plants already.
Mhm.
So the plants are
Yeah,
gonna be
we'll
more,
see what
the
you know,
plants,
what
right,
happens.
so the plants are gonna fill it up a little more, so I had suggested to the committee to hold, because when you see the plants, then you know how
Okay,
these plants weren't for this much
Right.
space.
Yeah.
there's much space.
Okay.
Space, all of a sudden, when you took the carpet out, increased. Okay?
You know.
Yeah,
So what do we do?
it's-
Make a
it's-
motion, so.
It's
so
just
they
a very
continue after
different
that?
look with carpet or without carpet.
But I love this book so much.
Yeah, it's clean.
Clean,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Anything else, okay, what do we need? Nothing. We approve up to, give them a target of 30,000 more, see what happens.
That's up to the board.
Okay, you have a motion?
Agree.
Agree.
So somebody
Leah?
needs to make a motion.
Well, thank you.
Motion to
Motion
increase
to
Motion.
approve.
Leah,
an additional 30.
Leah,
we lost her.
hold on.
No, she was here a minute ago.
Leah, are you there?
She's in New York now, it's cold there. Freezing must have
I think the
freezing.
call came in and dropped her.
The freezing
I
must.
don't know what happened. I keep saying, I keep talking.
Okay. All right, well, we're sorry, we'll let you talk, I tried to call you back.
No, I was gonna make a motion up to 30,000.
That's it,
Yeah, that's
that's
what we
it,
agreed on.
that's it. Already agreed. You've already seconded. You've already seconded the motion.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
great.
sorry?
I said, as the treasurer, we're out of renovation money.
Good. Okay, but 30,000, see what happens, all right?
Yeah.
All in
Right.
favor? Aye. Okay, now, what else we have?
I
Now,
don't
let
have
me
anything
mention
else.
something. We usually have here, we don't have the agenda here. We don't have it in the agenda. But we usually have voter reps, comments.
No, we have it on the
Yeah, it's on
agenda,
the
Where's the agenda?
it's on the agenda.
Where's the agenda?
We always have voter rep comments at the end.
Yeah,
There we
we
are,
have it
yeah.
on the agenda.
Okay, voter rep comments, we have wrote it in. I would like, we have the voter rep possible, and the voter reps here have been very active this week. Maybe our voter rep, for the benefits of those who are watching us on those present, those watching us on our TV, a brief report of what has transpired since the last meeting.
Okay. At the board meeting last Monday, a motion was approved 4-3 to replace Steve Powell as president of the board. The reason given for that decision was that Mr. Powell rented out his apartment and has moved out of Ocean Club. Some board members felt that since when you lease out your apartment, you lose all privileges to use Ocean Club facilities, like pool, tennis, restaurants, etc. The president should be someone who would be able to use and report on how those facilities are working. Mr. Powell would still remain a board member. For the time being, Mr. Ernesto Ramon, vice president, is interim president until there is a vote to elect a new president, or we get an opinion from our lawyers. We as voter representatives met last Friday to see if there was something we as a group could do to reduce the tension in our community. It is very important for all of us to have a united neighborhood. We should have a recommendation for all of you tomorrow. Other topics discussed at the meeting were finance. There was a surplus of $470,000 for 2020, which was very good news. Year to date, there is a surplus of $41,000 due mainly to more unit sales and less expenses on amenities. On the spa, the new spa director presented her vision for the spa and compared costs to other spas in Key Biscayne. She is suggesting a 25% increase in prices. Security presented the new amended policy to register emotional support and service
Can
animals.
I just throw something in?
Yes.
Just as feedback, we keep comparing, whether it's the restaurant or the spa to the Ritz-Carlton, or, whatever's on the Cape. This is our club, A. And B, they don't pay rent, they don't pay electricity, they don't pay insurance. Which is part of the reason why other places that do have to charge more. So I just think we have to be very careful when I'm not saying you, Lourdes, I'm saying when these people are having these discussions, that we take into consideration, we're a club. The other question I would have, and maybe we'll have the answer tomorrow, is if we had a surplus of $430,000, we also got $1 million in PPP.
Right.
So if we didn't get the $1 million of PPE or whatever it is, we'd have a negative. So I just think we have to put things in perspective. I'm not saying
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's good, better, and different. It's just that we have to have apples and apples and oranges.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that money includes the PPP.
Okay.
I think the PPP is not included in the amount that they were
And the surplus.
discussed.
Okay.
Right.
I could,
I'm sorry, but that's my interpretation.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not
I mean,
100% sure of that.
I know.
And I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm just saying that
Yeah, you got a good
we
point.
just have to be, you got a tough job at it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay, well, very good. Basically, you had a voting, right, to reduce, to eliminate the 4 directors. Right?
No
voting.
No. We,
But there was a motion.
we will
There was a
put-
motion.
we will put something out there tomorrow and that will be,
Yeah.
that will be our recommendation.
Your recommendation, correct?
Yeah.
I can,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did the voter reps actually have motions that they voted on?
Yes, we had 2 motions that we voted on.
Can we know what they were?
I rather not, because I don't have the motion written down or anything like that, so I would not want to
I
mislead.
didn't hear the question.
Joyce is asking if the notion, which is correct, but the voters that have 2 notions.
Motions.
2 motions to present it to the total and to the meeting, and there was a voting on both.
Right, but I do not have the way the motion was written or anything like that. And so I rather not get into that detail. But tomorrow we should have a letter from the voter
Okay.
reps explaining our position.
Personally, I can tell you what the motion was and the results. It's not an OT2 problem, an OT1 problem, but I can tell you what the motion was and what the results. Also, I can mention
No.
Leah, I can mention also the financials, exactly why $470,000, because it's in the notes this year.
Okay, we don't have to make it part of
No, this is informative for those present and for those that are here. Okay? Fortunately or unfortunately, it is not OT1 problem. It is the one of the Ocean Club Community Association.
Another topic that was discussed was the cabanas. The cabana owners are not extremely happy, and they would like to have the at-large board member represent the cabanas, and also have a voter rep represent the cabanas. They were also not happy with the parking situation for the cabanas. They feel they don't have any parking at all, so that was discussed. No.
Okay,
A decision was not.
I'd like to comment on that because it does apply to us.
Yeah. So
I'd like to
depending
comment on that.
And if you could not attend the meeting and would like more information on the meeting, Iris sent an email with a website in order to
Did you get
see
any
the
report?
video of the meeting if you're interested.
Because what you did is you asked the people for comments as a voter rep, right?
Yes, I sent a letter
I know they
to
don't.
all the unit owners asking for further feedback on what they thought,
Okay.
and I could pass that on to.
Okay, thank you, Lourdes, thank you very much. Let me just make a comment because it does apply to us. And I'm saying us, the 111 that live here. Not the 802 that were all members in OCA. The Cabanas, they want their ideas. It's not gonna be easy because it means changing all the documents. But one of the requests they're making is that they have specifically spaces in the front of the two buildings for the Cabana owners to load and unload. And they claim, which they're right, that road belongs to Oka. We know that. But one of the 111 that live here also are part of Oka. So I think whatever it is, the request to Kim, we have to check if they do decide to go with that, and we want to express how does it affect OT1? Because if they put, say, so many parking spaces
You're talking about that right out here.
right there in front, they were talking of this, because it's part of the whole thing. It's part of the, so if they separate, it says for Cabanas only, we got it before let's see what happens, we don't know.
Yeah.
But if it does happen, I think, that's why I mentioned in this meeting, we as OT1 should say, hey, wait a minute. Yes, we want to be convinced, because we are part of the 802 also owner of that thing.
Mhm.
So that's the only comment, okay? Anything else?
No? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
No, wait a minute, in public?
Maria, I just wanted to say to thank the maintenance group and the staff and you and Natalie. I know there's a lot of challenges between COVID and then replacing the marble and pressure washing and painting and the concierge and, dealing with all the deliveries and Joe and everything. And the whole staff together has really been doing a terrific job working together and even improving the security around the property, checking the cameras and all the good things that they're doing. So just, hats off to the whole staff.
Let's put it as a motion of the board to congratulate
Correct.
all our employees for what we've had with this very difficult situations of the epidemic and what OT1 has achieved up to now. So I think that every one of us is in agreement,
Thank you
right?
very much.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And then we can ask for it.
Thank you. We enjoy working as a team with the unit owners. So we're all in this together.
Thank you very much.
Motion?
Motion,
Aye.
second, all
Okay.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye, is it cold up there?
It was freezing. I'm coming back tomorrow.
Oh.